Between the hedges, Georgia dogs coming out. War Eagle flying over Jordan hair skies. Hotty Toddy down in Oxford, rebels rise. Cowbells ringing in Starkville all night. Rocky Top singing in that Leland light. Anchor down Vandy, black and gold pride. Gamecocks crowing in Columbia loud and wide. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Gators in the swamp, chomping all day long. Saturday nights in Death Valley, that tiger strong. So we Razorbacks, crowd calling the hogs. Blue Ridge battle Wildcats, bringing the dogs. Show me Miss Zoe, black and gold fight. Boomer Sooner running on a Saturday night. Hook 'em horns, burnt orange in the sun. 12th man standing, Aggies get it done. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score.
This is a presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are packed around the water cooler, man. Thank y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here. As always, around the water cooler. My name is Nick Frazier, man. You are a wonderful crowd tonight. Rocking with me around the water cooler tonight, it is the one and only Tez from Addis SECs. What's up, Tez? How you feeling, my guy?
Feeling pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Feeling great, feeling great. Also rocking with us as well. It is your favorite insider, our favorite insider, everybody's favorite insider. It is Ant the Insider. Ant, what's going on, man? How you feeling? Well, dang. I guess we don't have Ant. Anyway, we're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling before we get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to these YouTube channels, man. Make sure you subscribe. I got Ted's at his SEC season. I got Tight Sports and Alabama Football Megacast, man. I got DC Wolf over at Auburn _Addict CV. Dustin over at the Uptempo Podcast, man. I got B Sharp over at Sharpshooter Sports Talk, man. Got Vandy Chris over the Golden Broom Podcast and the Anchor Down Live Podcast on Facebook, at the Huggy Beard himself on YouTube and on Twitter. I got Kid Country as well, and the legend himself, Bubba and the Old Man, Auburn Sports Talk, man. Also, man, make sure you go follow us on our social medias, man. Follow us at follow us at Cool Spot 23 on Twitter, at the Water Cooler Talk on Instagram and TikTok, and then, of course, the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. Also, man, visit our website, www.watercoolertalksports.com. Again, that's www.watercoolertalksports.com, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us as always. I think Ant is back in. Ant, are you there?
Yes, sir.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us as always. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what we about to do. We about to get into this conversation tonight. Y'all know what we doing. We are talking Auburn football's 2026 schedule, man. We have went through Baylor. We have talked about Southern Miss. We have talked about Florida. We have talked about Vanderbilt. We have talked about Tennessee. We have talked about Georgia. We talked about LSU on Monday. And tonight, we are going to be talking about probably the most pivotal game on this schedule. If the season is going the right way for Auburn as it should be, this could be a very important game for Auburn, which will be played in Oxford, Mississippi. against the Ole Miss Rebels. But before we get into it, man, I got to shout out everybody that's rocking with us in the chat. What's up, Tim? The tool man Taylor in the chat. What's up, Tim, man? Hope you feeling good, man. Hope you feeling great. Auburn Dad rocking with us as well. What's up, Auburn Dad? Mike McKinney is in the chat. What's up, Mike? How you feeling, man? What's up? What's up? King Richard is rocking with us as well. What's up, King Richard, man? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great. C Hall is rocking with us in the chat, man. Hope y'all doing all right, man. Thank y'all so much, man, for rocking with us as always. Fellas, let's go ahead and D-Lev just popped in the chat. What's up, D-Lev? How you feeling, man? Hope you're feeling good. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this conversation, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We talking Auburn, Ole Miss. That's what we talking tonight, man. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling with the coaches. Let's look at the coaches here, man. We all know the drama that happened this offseason when it came to the coaching at Ole Miss. You look on there, we all know that Lane Kiffin was the head coach at Ole Miss, but he left before the playoff run to take the job at LSU, and we talked about him on Monday. Pete Golden was immediately elevated to not interim head coach, but head coach of the Ole Miss Rebels. And in his status as the head coach for Ole Miss, he won his first playoff game against Tulane. He won his second playoff game against Georgia, a team that Ole Miss had a lead against in the regular season on the road at Georgia, but lost it going into the fourth quarter. They lost that lead, but came back in the playoffs and beat Georgia in the quarterfinal rounds. And then of course, we all know they lost to Miami in the semifinals, who ended up playing in the national championship game, but losing to Indiana. Miami did. But this will be his first full season as head coach of the Ole Miss Rebels. It's a lot of change over here on the staff. You have John David Baker coming in as the offensive coordinator. It will be his first season there in Oxford as the OC, as the man there. Cody Woodle. Hopefully I'm saying his last name correctly. It's the co-offensive coordinator. Brian Brown will be going into his third season with Ole Miss, but this will be his first season as a DC because, of course, Pete Golden was a DC before that. And, of course, Marcus Woodson will be the co-defensive coordinator for Ole Miss as well. What type of scheme does Ole Miss run? We know them for the air raid spread, RPO style, like to run the ball. But with John David Baker, you have a new regime coming in, maybe a new philosophy coming in as well. But it's similar to what you kind of saw last year with some different quirks. It may have a little bit of an up-tempo to it. They're still going to be able to run the football. They're still going to throw the ball down the field, try to get that athletic football. It's what they're going to do on the offensive side. When you look at the defensive scheme, 4-2-5, 3-4 hybrid is what it is, man. Golden is still there. Pretty sure he's still going to have some type of input into what that defense is going to look like moving forward during the season. He's just going to be the head coach now, so he has a little bit more on his plate. But having a guy that was on the staff last year, Brian Brown, kind of knows what Golden wants to do. It should not be that much of a drop off. We'll get into impact players and what that defense will look like later on in the show when we get to it, fellas. Man, you saw what you see what Auburn's potentially going up against. Well, not potentially, but is going up against. When it comes to his coaching staff, the reason why we're doing these so early is because there is not going to be much change between there was not going to be much change between the end of spring practice and the beginning of the fall because there's not a spring portal. So whatever the teams are right now, for the majority of the part, for a large majority of the part, this is what they're going to be. A lot of speculations about what this Ole Miss team is and what it can be and what it will be. A lot of people saying Lane Kiffin's gone. He was the pot that stirred the engine. He was the spoon that stirred the pot. Whatever, you know the analogy. And things. But it is interesting to see exactly how a lot of people feel about this Ole Miss team and what exactly they can be. I'm gonna ask the question, man: is Ole Miss for real? Is Ole Miss a team that we have to look at and be like, okay, they are for real? Or are we on the precipice of seeing them on the down slope back to what a lot of people know Ole Miss to be? Start with you on that one, Tess.
Man, yeah, they as for real as you can get in the SEC. I think they're on the upslope. Yeah, I don't see them trajecting down. I feel like personnel wise, they're better than they were last year.
Okay.
Specifically on the defense, picking up Jay Crawford, a couple more pieces there. Like I don't see Ole Miss as a team that's getting any worse. The only reason that you would look at them that way is if you just got so much stock in Lane Kiffin that you think that his departure is going to make them worse. But you get Trinidad Chambliss second year, you get Keywan Lacey in another year. Continuity comes to mind. So yeah, I think Ole Miss is a team you better look out for this year. You better look out for them this season.
And you think about that. Is Ole Miss a team that Auburn should be looking out for? Is there any? Well, of course there's concern, but when you look at this Ole Miss team, how much stock do you put into Lane Kiffin not being the head coach of the Ole Miss Rebels this upcoming season, and how that will affect them going into this season? With this being game 8 for Auburn, do you doubt that any of that would even be a factor for Auburn in this game?
Nah, it's not gonna be a factor. It's zero stock in Lane leaving Ole Miss. I think I'm in agreement with Tez. I think they're actually gonna be better with Gold than Lane. I mean, I watched some of the OC. He was the coach at East Carolina or something like that. I think he was the head coach there, one of them Carolina schools over there. It kind of gonna run the same offense, so it's not too much of a difference. I mean, you got the SEC leading running back, you got a proven quarterback coming back. Basically, if you look at the Ole Miss roster, you got most of the offense coming back. I mean, Ole Miss is gonna be a problem again this year.
Okay. So with that being said, if we're talking about Ole Miss being for real, right? If we're saying that this Ole Miss team, if people are not putting that much stock into the fact that Kiffin's gone, right? But people say, well, that's just a small sample size last year. Yes, they won, 2 playoff games, but that's a small sample size. This wasn't over a full year period. This wasn't over a full season. You don't know exactly what Golden is going to look like in a full season, how he makes those adjustments and things, stuff like that. And people say that Charlie Weiss was the one that was calling the offense last year. Last year in that playoff run as well. So that's an extension of Kiffin, because everywhere Weiss has been, Kiffin has gone too. You know what I'm saying? So my question is to you all, will we see anything different from this Ole Miss team because of the small sample size that we saw from them in only 3 games? Will the season, over a 12-game season, will we see anything different from this team that will make us be like, yes, that is not what we thought they would be? I'm gonna start with you now. Ant, what's your thoughts?
I think that you'll see more run game.
So wait. So they're gonna run the ball even more.
I think so.
So with that point, you telling me that Keywan Lacey could potentially, he had over 1,500 yards rushing last year. You telling me Keywan Lacey, if they run the ball even more, you saying that Keywan Lacey has the opportunity to potentially be one of those guys that could be knocking on 1,900 yards this season if they run the ball more?
Yes.
Wow.
I think so.
Okay.
I think Ole Miss can use the Florida effect to where how we was talking about Florida can run Jaden Barr 20 times a game, 25 times. Ole Miss can do the same with Keywan Lacey. So, I mean, I don't think they have too much trouble this season for real. Like, it's gonna be, it's like how you make diamonds. Like, you put pressure on them, either it's gonna bust or you're gonna get a diamond out the coal mine. Ole Miss one of them diamonds in the rough right now.
Okay, so if they are diamond in the rough, that basically means they already a diamond in. So if they are a diamond in the rough, what is the smut or the dirt that's on top of that they need to get rid of, that you need to see them get rid of, that you need to see them do consistently well to basically make that diamond shine?
Better defensive play. They got the offense. I need to see what their defensive play gonna be like. Will it sustain last year's defense, or will it be better or worse? That's the question I have.
Okay. All right. So you saying the smut on that diamond in the rust is the defense?
Yeah, because you got to think about it. Pete Golan was the DC to the playoffs. And even in the playoffs, he was mostly the DC. Now he's the head coach. It's going to be different now.
Okay.
So, therefore, probably a lot of that exotic blitzing that you've seen, it might be cut down. Because he has to worry about a whole team now instead of just worrying about the defense. He got a game plan for the whole game instead of just game planning against the offense. So, yeah, that could be a problem.
Tez, you agree with that? I mean, he got a whole offseason to go with because of the fact that I understand what Ant's saying. I do. Don't get it twisted. I get what he's saying, but you have a whole offseason, and like I said, they've had like a 3-game period to where they can kind of test this out and see how it would look with him not actually being in that defensive room like that. Do you think that him not being in that defensive room is going to be a problem? I don't look at it the same way as what happened with Durkin last year. I don't look at it that way because it was kind of just thrown on Durkin in a week's time where he had to kind of like make some changes. This is 6-7 month period of where they can actually get that taken care of and have a plan in place, and the fact that they have a guy that was elevated to the defensive coordinator position who was on the staff last year. You agree with that?
Yeah, I don't think Golden is going to be spending much time on the offense. With, like you said, with him being there last year, you got to think about it. Under Lane Kiffin, he was essentially just assigned to defense, and now you bring in John David Baker, who's running his own office, former head coach, right? I don't see him dibbling and dabbling in the offense as much. I think he brought in a guy to handle that side of the football and kind of bring the same type of system that they were already running. To answer your earlier question, the crazy thing about it is the smut, and the thing that makes that diamond valuable is at LSU right now. so the intrigue, and I'm talking about the very thing that is why Ole Miss is Ole Miss right now, and their problem that keeps them from being this team, this juggernaut, is coaching at LSU right now. Because I'm not as confident that a Lane Kiffin coach Ole Miss team would have went out there and beat Georgia like that. When I look at Ole Miss's problems, a lot of times it came down to the coach having a large ego and going in deciding he didn't want to punt today, taking games personal. We just talked about it. Get your popcorn ready, throwing the headset. Then coming out there on the first drive and going for it on the 4th and 7 and never returning, like the game just going off the rails from there. So like the reason why Ole Miss isn't great is the same reason why they are, and that's what makes them so intriguing this year. It's like their problem is gone, but so is their like superpower, like their thing. You know what I mean? So can Pete Golden and John David Baker recoup some of that? I see comment in the chat that said they might not see the same success through the air without Kiffin. That's true, but maybe they don't have to do that to win games, right?
To Mike McKinney's point and to what you just said, is that a plus for Ole Miss, or is that going to be a problem? Like, or will that that superpower that you said that is not there anymore, is that going to be a hindrance to them actually winning games and kind of giving them the mystique of what they are? Like, is that a problem?
Yeah, I don't know. That's to be seen. Okay. I respect Lane Kiffin as good as his record is against top 25 teams.
Wow.
He's like 14 and 28, something like that. That's about how much respect to get from me.
Wow. And right on that note right there, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a break and we will be right back after this right here. Everybody wants to look like a star when they step out, including you. That's why Hollywood Media got you covered. From clean portraits, corporate events, and even athletic events, they capture it all. These ain't just pictures. This is your moment. Follow now on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Hollywood Media. Feel like the star you are.
Do you drink energy drinks and then a few hours later feel sluggish? Don't worry, I got the solution for you. Try DUBBY. DUBBY is a jitterless energy drink mix designed for better focus, clean energy, and no sugar crashes later. Whether you are working, watching Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, or locked in on game day, DUBBY helps keep you going. Visit the link on your screen right now and take advantage of the discount and level up your energy with DUBBY.
Yeah, man, shout out to all the people that support us, man. Shout out to I got DJ, man, my quarterback, man. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood with an EY. And then, of course, follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's, man. Feel like the star you are, man, with Hollywood Media Photography, man. Clean portraits, events, athletic events, man. I'm telling you, man, he does it all. Check him out. We appreciate you so much, man, for rocking with us, man. Also, man, if you a lot of us drink energy drinks, but a lot of those energy drinks has sugar in them. And if you want one that's a clean energy drink, like no sugar at all, this is the one that you want right here. DUBBY, man. I'm telling you, it is good for you, man. If you want to try it, please go try it. You see that link at the bottom of the graphic? Hit that link and get a 10% discount on your order through DUBBY, man. As a matter of fact, I made it easy for you. If you go in the description of this show, there is a link right there. All you have to do is hit that link. It'll take you to the website. You pick out what you want. And once you get to checkout, it will automatically apply that 10% discount for you because you hit on the Water Cooler Talk link. So, man, go check them out. Go try them out, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us, man. And go get you a clean energy drink mix from DUBBY, man. All right, man, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Let's back into this thing, man. Offense. Offense is what Ole Miss has been known for, right?
Right.
And last year's defense was pretty good. Last year's defense was pretty good. The season before that was actually better than what we saw last year. Let's take a look at it, man. When you look at the offense here, man, you look at the stats, from the past 5 seasons. 313 yards is what they averaged per game passing last year. 176 yards rushing, which is down from where they were when in the early tenure of Lane Kiffin. And of course, you see that they ended up being 13-2 and they made it to the college football semifinals as well. Top 3 national offense. Nationally, there was a top 3 ranked nationally ranked offense as well. There, when you get to the defensive side of the ball and you take a look at what it looked like last year and the year before that, the 24 season, it was actually better than last year when they were a playoff team. Only gave up less than 200 yards passing per game, gave up, just under 81 yards a game in the 24 season. And then you look at this past year, 215 yards passing that they gave up, 168 rushing yards per game on average they gave up, and they were still a playoff team. So when we asked the question about the impact of Lane Kiffin not being there, right, this upcoming season, and you see these numbers, this tells you that could this potentially be a different story when we look at this team this year? Or is it Kiffin, or is it the fact that he was able to find a quarterback that was just so good that covered up a lot of the problems for Ole Miss in some of those games last year, because he was just that good. But we saw the stats of what the offense and the defense looked like in those games and things and stuff of that nature. But when we look at Auburn, we know what Auburn will look like. When we don't know what they look like, but we do know what the schedule will look like. You look at Auburn's schedule right here on the screen. We are talking about it right now. Baylor, Southern Miss, Florida, Vanderbilt, at Tennessee, at Georgia, LSU, and then of course this Ole Miss game is where they will be. And then when we look at this Ole Miss schedule, this Ole Miss schedule before this Auburn game, you play Louisville and Nashville, you Charlotte, and you play LSU, which is going to be a big game for them, at Florida, at Vanderbilt, Missouri, at Texas, and then of course Auburn on Halloween. When we look at what Ole Miss has before they play Auburn, and we know what Auburn has before they play Ole Miss, we have kind of said this along the way for Auburn that the Tennessee game could be a big game for them if they take care of business before that. The Georgia game could be a big game for Auburn if they take care of business there. LSU is going to be a big game for them if they take care of business there. This game right here, even if Auburn has one, maybe two losses by the time this game comes, and you look at what Ole Miss has one, maybe two losses. We could potentially be looking at this game and saying that this game could potentially have college football implications to it. When you look at the back half of the schedule. I asked the question to you all, man. Is this the most pivotal game on Auburn's schedule and Ole Miss's schedule? When we look at this and we take a look at this intently, we saw the schedules, we know what Auburn has before this, we know what Ole Miss, we saw what Ole Miss had before that, and then you take a look at on the back half of it. Is this the last Saturday in October? Halloween, by the way. Is this the most pivotal game for Auburn when it comes to potentially talking about playoff positioning when it comes to at the end of the season? Ted, your thoughts?
Yeah. You look at the back half of Auburn's schedule. This is one of the tougher ones in that second part of the schedule. When it's on the road, so that's always a test. Like I said, when you look at our road schedule, you got Alabama, you have Georgia, you have Tennessee, which is already a tough road schedule as it is. Then you have both Mississippi schools. I'm of the feeling that we at least need to split those games between the Mississippi schools. And I think Ole Miss is the better win if you can win that game. Of course, you don't want to go down to either of them. But then, like, looking at that Ole Miss schedule, that it's important for them too, because there's this complete opposite. Our game is sandwiched in between some really tough games for them. Like at Texas, Georgia. I can't remember the other team. Maybe I'll put it back up.
Don't play Georgia.
There's a stretch. Ole Miss doesn't.
I'm about to put the schedule. I'm about to put the schedule.
I don't think they play.
I think
Georgia
it's Texas.
It's Texas. They play Texas the week before Auburn.
Texas, Auburn. Who do they play after Auburn?
I'm about to put the schedule right now for you real quick. Here it is. Ole Miss's schedule after Auburn. Ole Miss plays Georgia.
It is Georgia.
Yeah. So at Texas, look at that stretch of games. Texas, Auburn, Georgia, at Oklahoma. They probably looking at Auburn as the game that they can win in that the most guaranteed win in that stretch of football for them. So, yeah, a loss to Auburn right there, does not go well with them going into that Georgia game, and especially going at Norman towards the end of the year. So, yeah, it's an important game for both of them. And what you're saying is true. It could come down to it being just like this game make or breaks one of these teams for playoff contention, SEC championship contention, just because of the time of year that it sits, right? Yep. All these games in this, I would say this week and the prior week and the week after this, those 3 weeks are just like gonna be. That's like moving day in the SEC. That is when you start to see that picture starts to shift, and who's gonna be who starts to become who they are. So, yeah, it's definitely an important game with playoff implications on both sides of the football for both of these teams.
When you look at this game, right, and you start talking about, weather change, temperature starts to drop. You may be banged up. You may have some banged up guys on your team at this particular point in time in the season. We talk about the importance of being able to run the football at this time of the year. Being able to physically impose your will and run the football. We heard Alex Golesh talk about we want to run the piss out of the football. We saw Keywan Lacey rush for over 1,500 yards last year in a similar offense of what's going to be on in Oxford this year. When you look at that particular part of the game, when I just stated it, it gets cold, temperature change. It's Halloween. Anything can happen on Halloween. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Which team are you looking at and saying they have the edge when it comes to being able to do just that and potentially control the game with running the football? And I want you to take it to the totality, the way that the offenses are ran, the way that the offense want to move down the field and how they want to control the game and how many possessions and how they want to dictate and things and stuff of that nature. I want you to take into account that and tell me which team do you feel has the better edge. Well, that's not correct English. Has the edge in this game when it comes to that. I'm gonna go with you first, Ant.
Yeah, I made my statement earlier. I'll stand on this hill when I make this statement again. I think Keywan Lacey may be a top 5 running back in all of college football.
Okay.
But I will give the edge to Auburn because I think Auburn may have a top 10 running back room in college football.
So you think the top 10? So you think the top 10 running back room can outweigh a top 5 running back in college football?
Yes, because you can split carries. We don't know what else Ole Miss has in that room besides Keywan Lacey. We haven't really seen what else comes from that room. But we know Auburn at least has 2 700-yard backs in their room now. No, 3. And for throwing in the weather and everything you just said, that makes a difference. I think all 3 of them will get 10 touches if you want to control the game.
Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss has the advantage running the football in this game. History says that, right? You get John David Baker, who's I know we're saying that like it's a new offense, but he was with Lane Kiffin for 2 years before going to ECU, where he was. I think he's like the passing game coordinator and assistant offensive coordinator for Ole Miss before he left. So the offense, and if you think about those years, those are I think that's the Quinshawn Judkins year. Like is in there. Like they've always ran the football. And then they return our offensive line. They have more returning starters on their offensive line. Whereas when you go down our offensive line, it's a bunch of portal kids that we just don't know. Coach told us to pray for them. So by that time in the year, we don't know what this offensive line is going to be. I think we're going to need some big plays to beat this team. I just think that they're geared more turning around, handing the football off. Keywan Lacey, like I agree, top 5 quarterback in the nation. But then they pick up Mekhi Frazier too from Michigan State.
Yeah.
A lot of people wanted, right? Yep. He had a lot of interest. So, man, yeah. In terms of just running the football and controlling the game, I trust Ole Miss. Ole Miss should be able to do that a little bit better than we will. Does not mean I'm saying that they're going to win, right? But in that aspect of the game, yeah, I'm gonna go with Ole Miss just simply because the reasons I stated: offensive line, continuity, the back in Keywan Lacey, and the fact that John David Baker has been there at Ole Miss pretty much this whole time except for last year, and they've ran the football. So that I just feel a little bit more comfortable going with Ole Miss when you ask that question specifically.
So being able to run the football, right? I'm gonna ask you the question that I asked well, Ant said this. Ant said that he feels that Keywan Lacey is will be a top 5 running back in the country. But he also said that he thinks that Auburn has a top 10 running back room. So I'm gonna ask you the same question that I asked them. You believe that a top 5 running back will outweigh a top 10 running room?
On even territory behind that offensive line, yeah. I guess the X factor, the problem is we're not accounting for the defense, right? I think they're gonna have tougher sled and run the football against this defense than we'll have against their defense. Not that their defense is not gonna be formidable, because they got guys right on the defensive line, and in that front seven. History says, you look at it, DJ Durkin, we don't allow rushing yards to people. Like, that's just not what we do. In Auburn, Alabama, when we take the field, you can take some of the running plays off your game plan because we don't have it. We haven't done that under Durkin since he's been there. So I think they're gonna have tougher sledding. Like, our defense is gonna be more formidable against the run than theirs will. Honestly, the more I'm talking about it, it's kind of even itself out into an even matchup when it comes to running the football. Because I just don't – I don't know. I don't want to disrespect their defense like that, but, man, I just know what we have on defense. And I know what the expectations of those guys are and what I expect from them, specifically that linebacker room.
Man, that's a great question because we about to take a break right here, and this is going to go into this next – topic of discussion that I want to go because I think Byron Brown has something to say about this when we get into it. When we talk about running the football, but we're gonna talk about this probably at length about these two quarterbacks when we come right after these messages right here, man. So we'll be right back right after this, ladies and gentlemen.
You want a solution to protect your family in a moment of crisis. Freddie Metro provides those solutions to protect your family and build real wealth. Serving Alabama and Georgia with trusted advice you can count on. Call him today at 678-870-4001. Freddie Metro, protecting families, building legacies. SEC football fans, this is your channel. Every Tuesday, it's time for SEC Season Live, the most interactive SEC football experience on the planet. Live chat voting, hot takes, weekly rankings, real debate, and you help drive the conversation live on air. Then, every Thursday, hit the reset button with Lunch Breaks, your lunch break destination for real SEC football talk. Reactions, storylines, and unfiltered opinions from across the conference. If it matters in the SEC, it matters here. Subscribe now to @It's SEC Season, and don't just watch the conversation. Be a part of the show.
Yo, man, if you want you have to get everything in order, man. You got to protect your family in a time of crisis. When that crisis comes, you don't want people scrambling around. You don't want them trying to figure out what they need to do. You want to have all those affairs in order so that it is a smooth process, just in case the worst happens, man. Hit up our guy, Freddie Metro, man. Call him at 678-870-4001, or you can email him at freddiemetro@gmail.com, man. This is very important. You have to be able to protect yourself, be able to plan for the worst, hope for the best, and Freddie Metro can help you do that, man. So give him a call today and let him help you find those solutions that can help take care of your family and protect your family in a time of crisis and potentially build some real wealth as well. Tess,
what's happening?
Tell them about what you got going on over on SEC Season.
Oh man, yeah. Check us out at It's SEC Season on all platforms, man. Our Tuesday show, we just did that yesterday because yesterday is Tuesday. Tuesdays at 6:30. We do SEC season live, and we're in the middle of the fans versus they series. We're wrapping that up. It's getting close to the end of that thing. We'll have us a projected SEC champion soon. So if you want to get on that, make sure you subscribe so you can be involved in building that list and building that number, man. And then we got lunch breaks. Lunch breaks tomorrow, Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow's lunch breaks, I said this already. There's going to be an interesting conversation. It's called the feed effect, Nick.
Okay.
We can talk about social media and how it shapes the fan narrative and what media pundits say. So where do you get your sports takes from? It's going to be a question that we're going to be asking. So yeah, tune in to lunch breaks tomorrow, man, and every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, man.
That's what's up, ladies and gentlemen. Also, man, you already know, man, the pregame playlist, it premieres here on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, June 29th, 2026, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, man. Your morning, your sports, your playlist, Monday through Friday, man. 2-hour morning show, man. We'll be talking culture. We'll be talking sports. We'll be talking music. We'll be playing music, man. This is a new morning experience that you're going to be able to see and hear, man. So we want you to make us a part of your morning routine with the pregame playlist. Your morning, your sports, your playlist premieres June 29th, 2026, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. Do me a favor. Press the button on your pregame playlist, man, and make us a part of your morning routine. Also, man, as y'all know, man, this show Around the Cooler, starting June 29th, will be only Monday and Wednesdays for the foreseeable future. Starting June 29th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. The time hasn't changed. We just won't be doing the Friday shows starting the week of June 29th for the foreseeable future when that happens. But Around the Cooler, man, check us out. Hey, man, if you haven't already, please like this video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, man. We want y'all to come be a part of Water Cooler Talk Sports Network because we are expanding and things are about to get live over here Around the Cooler and on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network and on the pregame playlist, man. So we want y'all to be a part of it. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. We talked about T's quarterbacks, man. Mike, I got Mike McKinney said the only thing that scares him is Chambliss. Chambliss is the only thing that scares him about this game. Okay, all right. I see what you're saying. So let's take a look at let's compare both quarterbacks. Let's look at both quarterbacks in this game, right? When we look at Trinidad Chambliss, when we look at Byron Brown was the quarterback at USF last year. That's the reason why you see the USF logo there. You look at the stats here. And you look at what Trinidad Chambliss did. Trinidad Chambliss, 66% completion, just under 4,000 yards passing, 22 passing touchdowns, 8 rushing touchdowns, accounted for 30 total touchdowns. Then you look at Byron Brown. Byron Brown, one of 12 quarterbacks to ever throw for 3,000 yards in the season and rush for 1,000 yards in the season. 28 passing touchdowns, 14 rushing touchdowns. So he accounted for 42 total touchdowns in the season, 66% completion. So right on par, really just about even with what Trinidad Chambliss did there. And then you look at both of these guys' best games last year. You look at what Trinidad Chambliss did against Mississippi State. Mississippi State, he was 23 of 34 for 359 passing yards and 4 touchdowns, 26 rushing yards as well. Then you look at what Byron Brown did against Navy. You know, he was 23 of 32 for 327 passing yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, and he had 17 carries for 136 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. He accounted for 4 touchdowns in this game as well. You look at these two quarterbacks and you look at the comparison of both. I'm gonna ask this question to Ant first, man. Ant, when you look at this, are we looking at the top 2 quarterbacks in the SEC right now?
There's a big possibility that can be true. I think Chambliss is already at least top 3, minimum top 3, and Byron Brown, looking at the numbers he's put up the past 2 seasons, he could easily be top 3. Do I think that by the end of the season they will be having a conversation to which one's the best? I could see it. I really could. Might just see.
Did that worry come over hit us? Sound like it did.
Huh?
Sound like it did.
No.
Your phone cut out.
Yeah, your phone cutting out.
Man,
that
I just made
I
a
think that
great
worked.
point and my phone cut out.
I just
All right,
made a great
okay. Go ahead, and make your point again. Make your point again.
I said, I think this game here will be the deciding factor of which one of them will be the best in the SEC.
Okay. Same question to you, Tez. Are we looking at the two best quarterbacks in the SEC right now?
This is gonna be the first time I ever said this.
Okay.
So, here on Water Cooler Talk Sports, the first time Tez has ever given you a top two quarterbacks in the SEC definitively. Yes.
Hot take.
Yes, you are looking at the two best quarterbacks in the SEC. Why do I say that? One, I think that Trinidad Chambers is the best quarterback in the SEC. Two, if you take Byron Brown and you put him as a quarterback on Georgia, we're not even having this question. And with the production on Alabama, we're not even asking this question. God forbid you put him in the system that he's played for, and he had to win up to Tennessee coming off a 3,000, 1,000 yard season from USF or whatever school he would have played for. We wouldn't even be having this discussion. Right. The only reason that people look at Byron Brown and don't see a top three quarterback in the SEC is because they don't know what all of his offense is going to be. And it's probably a little bit of PTSD going along with that. But if you take this dude and put him on any of the other top teams, it's not even close. So yes, we are looking at the two on that graphic, the two best quarterbacks in the SEC. Now, will they perform the best? That depends on the team. But in terms of ability, name me another show me a quarterback in the SEC that threw for 3,000, ran 4,000. You're lucky I didn't say he was the best quarterback in the SEC. I'm giving Trinidad Chambers the benefit of the doubt. But
say
yes,
it,
two
say
top
it,
quarterbacks.
say it.
Yeah, facts. I stand on that.
Okay, so if these two quarterbacks are the two best quarterbacks in the conference, if these two quarterbacks are the two best quarterbacks in the conference, who has the edge in this game? With the way that this game potentially can go, do you trust Trinidad Chambers' ability to throw the football more than you trust Byron Brown's ability to run the football? Because we all can sit here and agree that we believe that Trinidad Chambers is probably the better passer of the football. But we also can all agree that Byron Brown is definitely the better runner of the football between the two quarterbacks. So which way are you leaning in this game? Are you taking Chambers' arm to win the game, or are you taking Brown's legs to win this game? Ant, go first.
Nick, that's messed up
question.
because it is. It's a wonderful question. And then to add to your question, I could throw in: do you think Ole Miss defense is as good as Auburn's defense?
Well, Ole Miss has Will Eccles on the defensive line. I will say that they have a guy, and he was dominant.
Yeah,
he was dominant. And then you have
Jay Crawford.
You have Jay Crawford in the secondary at cornerback position, who was on Auburn's team last year. Did not get the ball thrown to him a lot because of the fact that because he was so dominant his freshman year, people didn't want to throw the football to him. Then you look at Luke Farrelly, the guy that was at Cal. Then he was at Clemson, and then now he's at Ole Miss. So he's going to be probably the green dot guy. And I didn't even speak about Sertan Perkins. Satarion Perkins.
Yeah.
On the coming off the edge. So there are guys on this defense that are good. But when you look at Auburn, you talk about Dallas Walker IV, you talk about Jordan Crawford, you talk about Malik Archer, you talk about Cody Sigler, you talk about Jared Smith, you talk about Deshaun Womack, who was on this team last year for Ole Miss. You talk about Xavier Atkins, you talk about Elijah Melendez, you talk about Eric Winters, you talk about Anquan Fagans, you talk about Jacoby Matthews. You talk about, people still want to see Andre Dorn do it in this conference and on this team. You talk about whoever the other cornerback is going to be for Auburn. You talk about these guys. So if we saying who's better, that's a subjective question to the person that's asking that question.
So to answer your question with everything we just named about the defense, I might get a lot of heat for what I'm finna say, but I don't even care.
Shout out to JP Daniels for the comment. I think it's the first time seeing him in the chat. What's up, JP?
Yeah, what's up, man?
What up?
Ed Darby's in the chat. What's up, Ed? How you feeling, man? What's going on?
21.
But go ahead.
I'm taking Trinidad's arm.
Taking Trinidad's arm to win this game. Okay.
Trinidad's arm.
Oh, okay. To win this game is a different question.
Which one are you taking? Which one do you trust more to win the game? Trinidad's arm or Byron Brown's legs?
Hey man, it's a hard decision, Tez. I promise you.
I mean, okay. I'll put it to you like this. I'm gonna go with, on the face, I'm always gonna take running the football because running takes less effort. There's not a lot of moving parts. Right? When you run the football. As good as you can throw the football, somebody's still got to catch it.
True.
Right? Luckily for Trinidad Chambliss, their receiver room is not too shabby. Get Deuce Alexander back. Kate Cunningham is coming on. Horatio Fields. I know that's not a name that's like a hot name, but y'all felt his absence last year. He got hurt
with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
you know, you felt that on the field.
For real.
Yeah,
yes.
So man, I think to win this game, I'm as much as I just said about Byron Brown, I got to go with Trinidad Chambliss throwing the football because the one thing that scares me, I know Mike McKinney said that one thing that scares him is Trinidad Chambliss. But Eccles on the defensive line, especially after watching the spring game.
Lord,
I didn't watch it, but seeing the reports of the spring game, Eccles on the defensive line terrifies me about this football game. So
seeing him against Georgia last year,
he was dominant. He was dominant in that playoff game.
I don't know how much of him Byron Brown would have to deal with when he's running the football off some of that option stuff. But still, just the state of the offensive line, until I see it on the field, I'm going to proceed with a little bit of caution when it comes to speaking on running the football for Auburn. I know we got the potential, but I just want to see it first before I just, jump out there on the ledge when it comes to running the football. So yeah, in the way that question is asked to win the game, I'm going to go with Trinidad Chambliss.
Trinidad Chambliss. So both guys took Trinidad Chambliss's arm over Byron Brown legs, ladies and gentlemen, to win this game. Wow.
It was a hard decision.
Wow.
It was a hard decision.
Context there, Nick.
It's right. It's context, but it is what it is.
Just clip it right there, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, man. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break right here, man. When we come back, we are going to pick this game and we're going to give you our scores for potentially what this game potentially could look like. But we will be right back right after these messages, ladies and gentlemen.
Breaking news. Every Sunday night, DC Wolf brings you the biggest stories, hottest takes, and everything you missed across Auburn athletics, from football to basketball and beyond. If it's happening on the plains, you will hear it here first. Live Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, only on Auburn Addicts TV. Hey, you listening? If you're trying to eat like a champ today, you already know where you gotta go. Adelines by Chef Country. Smoked ribs, real flavor, no shortcuts. Yeah, they do it right. Tap in right now. Call them at 334-498-2325 or slide through at 2371 Highway 14 in Otagoville, Alabama.
Adelines, your official pregame meal. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, man, have you heard Auburn news today? Every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, over on Auburn_Addicts TV. Man, what I got, DC Wolf, I'll be over there. Tez be over there. Bubba from Bubba and the Old Man is over there, man. We be having a great time having conversations about Auburn football, basketball, everything Auburn in the past week. So make sure you go and subscribe over to Auburn Addicts TV, man. Hit the notification bell so you know when we are live on Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, man. Also, man, shout out to our guy, Chef Country, aka Kid Country, man. Adelines by Chef Country, man. 2371 Highway 14 in Otagoville, Alabama, man, where they do it right, man. We will be there October 17th, 2026 for the Auburn versus Georgia game, man. And we plan on having a great time. More details about that will be coming soon because we want to see you all's face in the place as well. But, man, take a day trip up there, man. Go see our guy. I go say I got Edward, man, at Adelines, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for going up there and rocking with him, man. Go get some of the good food, man. Go get the ribs. Go get the banana pudding, the strawberry banana pudding. Go get the soul food. Go get the cheeseburger. Go get the fried bologna sandwiches, man. Go get all of the good food that's at Adelines, man. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed, man. Take a trip up there, 2371 Highway 14, Otagoville, Alabama, where we do it right. Adelines by Chef Country. Fellas, man, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. I want to take a look at this before we get this thing going. You're looking at some of the impact players that's going to be on for Ole Miss. Of course, we already talked about Trinidad Chambliss at length. Keywan Lacey, who was the second leading rusher in the SEC last year with over 1,500 yards. He was right behind Ahmad Hotty, who was north of 1,600. We talked about Will Eccles, who was dominant at that defensive tackle position. Satarion Perkins, who will be coming off that edge as well for this Ole Miss Rebels defense. And then, of course, Luke Farrelly. If you are not familiar with that story, the young man that was at Cal, transferred to Clemson, was in school at Clemson for a couple of weeks, and then ended up at Ole Miss in Ole Miss's class. He will be at we'll be playing that linebacker position for that Rebels defense this upcoming season. So these are some of the guys that you have to look at and that you have to take a look at it and be aware of. You look at the series record, the all-time series record for Auburn and Ole Miss, man. Auburn leads this series 35-12. Wow, that's big. And the last matchup was in 2023. When Ole Miss beat Auburn 28-21, and now Ole Miss has a two-win streak against Auburn in this game. And of course, we all know that the next matchup will be October 31st, 2026, inside Jordan-Hare Stadium on the campus of Auburn University. Fellas, we are at that time of the show where we have to make our predictions for who we believe will win this game moving forward. I'm gonna start with Ant on this one. Ant, who wins this game and what is your score prediction?
As y'all know, I have Auburn undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
I love my team. I love my coach. I think we're gonna have a great offense and a great defense. But all that being said, I think Ole Miss wins 27-24. I think Trinidad Chambliss makes that one play, that one big play that they need.
27-24, Ant has Ole Miss winning. Tess, who do you have winning this game, and what score do you have?
Well, I got Ole Miss winning this game because we just picked them last night. I got Ole Miss winning this game. So now score. Give me. This is gonna probably surprise a couple people, but give me 41-38. 41-38 in the most points we allow by any team this season. Maybe some defensive touchdowns.
Interesting.
41-38. Ole Miss.
I said this last night on SEC season. I'm gonna say it again tonight. I think Auburn goes into Oxford and gets a big win on the road. I think this is gonna be the game that tells you what type of program Auburn will have moving forward in the season. and the fact that this will be a pivotal game. I think that Auburn has 2 losses potentially at this particular point in time in the season, and in order for them to still be in that potential playoff conversation, which is where I know that Coach Golesh wants to be, you have to be able to win this game, especially with having Arkansas and Mississippi State, who is a tricky team, by the way, coming up in November. So I have Auburn going into Oxford and getting a big win. A lot of storylines in this game with a lot of players that were on these teams last year. Now they're on the new team that they'll be playing against. So give me Auburn in this game 24-14. 24-14 to win this game. I think Auburn's defense shows up and plays exactly
14?
like we think they will. Yes, I do. I think Auburn's defense shows up, and this will tell people exactly what type of team and what type of program Auburn will be moving forward in this program.
So just real quick, if I'm correct, so you don't have anybody scoring over 30 points on Auburn this year.
I think I had. I did. I think I had. I can't remember who was
Baylor, maybe.
No, Tennessee. I think I had Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah. I had Tennessee scoring 30-some points.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how that's going to shape out as far as the defense. What's the point total going to be? That we help around.
Yeah.
Yep. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler. And go ahead and get your last thought out before we get out of here.
Hey, Ted, remember what y'all said last night about when I said Georgia by 21? Hey, Nick, you going to give me them 14? I'll take that. I mean, that 10, I'll take that. I'll take that 10.
So you take Georgia minus 10?
Yeah, he's saying Ole Miss minus 10.
No, I'm saying I'll take that Ole Miss.
Ole Miss
10?
Plus 10? Ole Miss plus 10. Yeah, because you
said.
You taking? Okay. I get what you're saying. All right, yeah, that's fine. Okay. I mean, because I think they're gonna win. I mean, it is what it is. I would say 10.5. Just to be fair, but it is what it is.
That might be good money, man.
All right, man. We about to get up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler. As always, man. We'll be back Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, man. We'll be talking the Arkansas Razorbacks. Could be an interesting show. That could be a really interesting show about this Arkansas Razorbacks team. Could be. When we're talking about this Auburn football team. But we'll be back then, man, and we'll be talking more Auburn football. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, you all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. Make sure y'all get the man upstairs above his because he deserves all the praise and all the glory. And well, because he deserves it all. Yes, he does. And as Martin did when he wrote on the wall on the last episode of the Martin Show, when he walked out of the apartment for the last time, he wrote these words on the wall. After they played the montage, he wrote it, one love, and then he signed it Martin P. Ladies and gentlemen, it is one love. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us. Y'all be easy. Y'all be blessed. We will see you when we see you. Y'all have a good one.
This has been a presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.